What's good, YouTube? It's the fourth can and I'm back with another haircut tutorial. We're gonna jump right into it. Got a little shadow fade or a dark fade or whatever you want to call it for y'all today. So we starting with our 3 guard all the way open with our all-star fast feeds. This clipper is wonderful for taking off a lot of bulk. This clipper is zero gapped, so we making sure we get it all even all around. We going against the grain. He has curls on top, so we're making sure not to, murder his curls and cut them completely off. That's why we're using the 3 guard. If we used the 2 guard, it probably would have cut most of his curls off. But yeah, in this tutorial, I got a few clipper over comb techniques that I show y'all the way I do it. Cause clipper over comb, and I use it all the time that I cut this client, cause this client is a kid. So some guards don't work on certain hair textures. So I'm just fading out his sideburns right now. We did lever open, so now we got our 1 guard on there. It's closed. And we're making our first mark in the fade. As y'all can see, it looks kind of light right now, but once we shape it up, it'll look nice and dark, like a shadow fade or a dark fade, whatever you want to call it. So we open up that lever. 1 guard open. Going up about 0.75 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch. And then we put it halfway to remove that slight guideline. Then we closed it at the bottom. So we got our 2 guard on there. Flicking out, basically, not going straight up, but flicking out. Being careful not to make another guideline, so that we closed it. So then we take our 0 speedo guide, which is a 1.5, and we hitting that bottom line that y'all see. It's faint, but it's there, so we closed our clipper, our machine, and then here we go with the clipper over comb. Notice how I'm taking my fat comb and I'm running it through his hair, but then I'm not just putting the machine right over it and cutting the hair. I'm actually rising the comb up so that it doesn't take off too much hair, just as much as I want to. So look how I do it. Just watch. I rise it up. I put it on his hair, flip it over, put it on his hair, then rise it up, pull it up slightly, just so that I don't take off too much and cut a bald patch in his head. So I know that isn't the traditional comb, but I don't have a flat tooth comb or whatever you call it that most barbers use. I'm gonna pick one of those up soon, probably when I re-up my clippers in December. I'm gonna vlog that too, guys. I'm gonna re-up like all my clippers in December, and I'm gonna show y'all where I get them from, how they zero gap them, how they thin the blade. So this is the other side, same steps. I'm gonna let y'all watch it. So we're gonna get started on our back taper. Since we already did 1 guard closed all the way up to about the top of his head, not the top, but the top of his fade, we're gonna go lever closed, not taking it up too high. You want to keep it preferably low. Then we open up our lever, and this fade in the back is probably the easiest fade you'll ever do. It's in a small area. It's very efficient. You could do it efficiently. So we opening and closing our lever, playing with the lever. As y'all can see, that line just basically came out immediately. And all you're gonna need is to go back with your 0 guard. So we grab it, it's halfway. I didn't even need to open it, because 0 guard open is pretty much equivalent to 1 guard closed. So it's pretty much pointless and a waste of time to go back with my 1 guard. But you could do it if you wanna make sure you got all the hair, making sure it's nice and clean, because I think I did it in this video. Went back with my 1 guard closed. I'm not sure. So we closing it, not flicking out, just going straight up. flicking out to a certain extent, but stretching his skin, getting in between his ridge of his head. Being extra consistent. Doing the same thing on each side. So then we go back with our lever open. I was playing with that lever. I didn't put it up above halfway, but I did put it on halfway. So you don't want to go up too high when it's halfway, because that will take off pretty much a lot of hair. So you want to be careful. Going back with our zero guard on this corner. Saw a few dark spots, so I'm getting them out, making sure the fade's perfect. Playing around with that lever. So then we gonna taper off his front hairline. I had someone ask me to do a tutorial of it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a full tutorial, but I'm gonna teach y'all a few techniques that I use right now. So the number one guard that you need to taper a hairline is the one guard. You won't need a zero guard. You won't need, a two guard. Whatever hair texture, you're gonna need the one guard. You may start out with the two, but in the end, to make it nice and crispy, you're gonna want to use that one guard. You can close it, open it. You can go against the grain, but with this client, I'm just gonna close the lever and go with the grain, because his hair in the front is kind of long. So, and plus he has a cowlick, so I'm being real careful. At times I do use my zero guard halfway just to lay it down, but when you have the zero guard, you never want to go against the grain in the front hairline. That will patch them. So I sprayed some Tresemme hairspray in the number 4 and made the hair nice and stiff so I could line it up accordingly. But yeah, guys, let me know what y'all think of these haircut tutorials. I apologize for the bad audio. I'm not rich or nothing, so I got work for everything that I got, but I do everything on my phone. But when I go back to school on Tuesday, I could do all my editing on their computers, because they got nice Macs and they got iMovie and stuff like that, so I could add music to my videos. So it'll be nice. It'll be nice and clear, so I look forward to that also. Being nice and consistent on his lineup. Slanting our clipper so that lineup comes out nice and crispy. These are my softer pairs, but yeah, so we lining up his sideburns and we go on the back of his neck, keeping it nice and consistent. For kids, it could be real sensitive in the back of the neck, so I'm being real careful. Not holding the clipper there for too long, just tapping and going. Just tapping and going, that's my motto. Tap and go, tap and go. Cleaning up the bottom of it. Then we going around his ear. Using the left side of the blade. That's probably my, whichever side I'm doing. Right now I'm doing the right side, so I'm going to use the left side of the blade for the most part. And then when I do the other side, I'll probably use the left side also, but mostly the right side. You just got to line a person up according to which side you're on. If you're left-handed or right-handed. I'm trying to get better with my left hand. Shaping up and stuff with my left hand. I got to get better with doing that, but... So we get started on his other side. Making sure that C-cup's nice and round and crispy. Shaping up his sideburns on the side. He didn't really have too thick sideburns. Cut him down a little bit, but... So we slaying our clipper and doing his corner. Then we jump back to the back. Doing the other side, making sure it matches up. And as I said before, I'm doing around the ear. Use them corners of the blade. Real important. You see I'm using left side of the blade right now. Then the full blade. Then I switch clippers. And I'm using the right corner of the blade. Y'all can see that, right? The right corner. Emphasizing that use. Then I'm using the left corner right there. Just to match it up. So we get started on this front lineup. I usually start in the corners. Sometimes I start in the middle, but I like starting on the corners. It gives me a better visual. Because when you start in the middle, sometimes it leads me off. If you know what I mean. It's kind of hard to explain, but we going in on this other side. Being careful not to push them back, but you know, tapping and going. Not holding the clipper there too long in place. Then going on this other corner, slanting my Andis T outliners. As y'all can see, that lineup, it's coming out nice and crispy. Shape up is the most important part. You can have an okay fade, but the shape up really brings it together. So I'm just cleaning up his line, making sure it's nice and straight and crispy. As y'all can see, that cowlick, keeping it natural. You don't want to push it back past the cowlick. Just keep it natural. At the same time, keeping it sharp and crispy. So. Doing that corner, shaping up the sideburns, you know, cleaning it up. Then we freehand at the top with our Anders Masters lever close. I didn't want to take off too much because I already took the majority of his hair down with the 3 guard with my Ouster fast feed. So trimming the baby hairs before we, you know, do a little styling. Well, not really styling, but you know, moisturizing his hair. So I'm gonna take some fructose. Forget what it's called, but it's some type of moisturizing product, and I'll put it in his hair. But right here we're using our shapers, cleaning up his lineup, making sure it's nice and crispy, cleaning up those stubbles. This isn't a straight razor. I like to call it like a baby straight razor. It's like a safety straight razor because my parents don't want me using a straight razor, but it's whatever. Yeah, going back doing some detail work. And we're going to style it, we'll moisturize it with the fructose thing. Fructose moisturizer. And then we're going to put some oil sheen in it. But YouTube, this is the cut. I'm actually going to do 1,000 subs Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, this is what y'all have to do. I'm going to put it in the comment section. Don't leave any one of your questions in the comment section. Just comment on one of my latest posts and I'll be sure to answer it.